Hi, we're visiting the United States Embassy in Yerushalayim. This is a historic place, and we are living in a historic generation. This week's parsha, Yaakov Avinu, our father Jacob, returns after being away for 22 years from the land of Israel. And after he wrestles with Esav, who tries to kill him, and he survives, the Torah says he's limping. And the Torah says, Vayizrach lo hashemesh, the sun shone for him. And the Talmud asks, what does it mean when it says that the sun shone for Jacob? When the sun shines, it shines for everyone. Didn't it shine for everyone, not just for Jacob? And the Talmud answers that 22 years earlier, when he fled from the land of Israel, it says he encountered the place and he slept there because the sun had set. So the Talmud says the same sun that had set 22 years earlier now rose for him again. And this is the story of Jewish history. The story of Jacob, who is called Israel, is the story of our generation. We had to leave Eretz Yisrael, and we went into the diaspora. As Jacob left for 22 years, we left for close to 2,000 years. And we came back to the land of Israel in our generation, like Jacob, limping, weary in body and soul, having lost 6 million of our people. But in our generation, the sun shone again for us, just like it set 2,000 years ago. In our generation, the sun is shining here in the land of Israel. And the embassy in Yerushalayim, the recognition by the United States, is the first of many countries that are realizing what Jews have said for thousands of years, L'shana haba b'Yerushalayim. How fortunate are we to be that generation, to experience the rising of the sun over the land of Israel and the incoming of gathering of exiles of the Jewish people. I remember once on a trip, Dini and I were here in Yerushalayim, and we went to Ben Yehuda Street. We went into an ice cream shop to get ice cream, and there was a young girl, early 20s, and she handed us our ice cream that we ordered. And when she put her hand over the counter, I froze, because on her hand was a number from the concentration camp tattooed onto her arm. And I knew she was too young, obviously, to have been in the Holocaust. I said to her, "What is that number?" And she said, "That's my grandfather's number. I had it tattooed onto my arm." And I said, "Why did you do that?" And she said, "Because I always want to remember the sacrifices that my grandfather and grandmother endured in order to give us the gift of being born and being raised in this beautiful land of Israel." And I said to her, "What did your grandfather say when he saw what you did, that you put his number on your arm?" And she said, "My grandfather started to cry and he kissed my arm." And I said to her, as a young girl, when you go out with your friends, doesn't the number of the Holocaust tattooed onto your arm make every conversation serious? Doesn't everyone ask you, "What's that number?" And she looked at me and she said, "That's exactly why I did it. I want everyone to ask me what that number is, because I want to tell everyone about my grandfather and his heroism, and how that generation handed us the land of Israel on a silver platter, and we have to always be grateful and thankful. Like Jacob, we are the generation that came home. Shechiyanu v'kimanu v'giyanu lazman hazeh."